Why would Jesus leave dinner unfinished? Why would the Son of God, on the most important night of his earthly life, pause the meal, lift the cup, and refuse to drink? Welcome back to Scriptures Reimagined. My name is Sama Ori. As April closes out, I wanted to wrap this mini-series of the crucifixion story with a detail that many believers don't notice. Stay with me, guys. You see, Jesus didn't drink the fourth cup at Passover dinner. But before we dive in, remember to like, share, comment, and let's spread the word of Jesus together. Imagine hosting the most sacred dinner of the year. Everyone at the table knows the order. It's the bread, the herbs, the lamb, the cups. Especially the cups, because Passover wasn't just dinner. It was memory. It was theology you could literally taste. Every sip was a sermon. Every cup told a story. So when Jesus stops before the final cup, every Jewish disciple in that room should have felt it. Something was off. Something was wrong. Or rather, something was still coming. You see, in Jewish Passover tradition, there were 4 cups of wine. And this wasn't random. Each cup tied to God's promise back in Exodus 6, verse 6 and 7, where God says to Israel, I will bring you out. I will deliver you. I will redeem you. I will take you as my people. You see, 4 promises, 4 cups, 4 declarations of salvation. Cup 1 was sanctification. I will bring you out. And this was the beginning. God pulling his people out of Egypt, out of bondage, out of slavery, out of what was killing them. Cup 2 was deliverance. I will deliver you, not just physically leaving Egypt, but being freed from Pharaoh's grip. Freedom from oppression, freedom from chains. And cup 3 was the cup of redemption. I will redeem you. And this was the costly one, guys, because redemption always requires blood. A lamb had to die, and so the people could live. And this is a cup many scholars connect to the moment Jesus says, this is my blood of the covenant, because now he is revealing, I am the lamb. And cup 4 was the cup of praise, of consummation. I will take you as my people. This was the final cup. It was the cup of completion, of union, of celebration. The story finished, the covenant sealed, the family restored. This was the cup of joy, the cup of praise. So at the Last Supper, Jesus drinks the first 3, and then he stops. In Matthew 26:29, he says, I tell you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. He puts the cup down mid-meal, unfinished. Imagine everyone at the table frozen, because you don't do that. You finish Passover. It's like ending a wedding ceremony before the vows. That's like walking away before saying I do. That's like stopping a song before the final note. It just leaves tension in the room. But why did he do it? Because the story wasn't complete. You see, the 4th cup was waiting. And then we move to the garden, Gethsemane. And suddenly Jesus is talking about another cup. In Matthew 26:39, it says, Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Not wine this time. Wrath, judgment, the full weight of sin, the cup humanity filled and Christ chose to drink. Because before there could be the cup of praise, he had to drink the cup of suffering. Before celebration, there has to be substitution. Before glory, the cross. Fast forward to Calvary. The sky is dark. The Lamb of God is hanging on wood, breathing in blood and breathing out mercy. And then in John 19, Jesus says, I thirst. Most people just read that and think, of course he's thirsty. He's been beaten, crucified, bleeding. But John is too precise for accidents. This was not just physical thirst. This was prophetic completion. They left a sponge soaked in sour wine on hyssop, the same branch used in Exodus 12 to apply the blood of the Passover lamb to the doorposts in Egypt. We've talked about this before. Same symbol, same story, just a different lamb. And Jesus receives it. The wine touches his lips. And that's the fourth cup, guys. That's the final cup. The cup he refused in the upper room, he receives at the cross. And then he says, it is finished. Not, I am finished. No, it is finished. The plan is finished. The promise is finished. The payment, the Passover, all finished. So the meal didn't end at the table. It ended at the cross. You see, Jesus was never a victim. He was never caught in events. He was orchestrating redemption every step of the way. Every cup, every drop, every nail, every prophecy, all intentional. And you see, he delayed celebration because he refused joy without securing our salvation. He would not drink the cup of union until he had made a way for you and I to be brought in. And maybe that's where some of us are, living in the tension of unfinished things. Prayers unanswered, healing delayed, promises paused. Just wondering why God seems to have stopped mid-meal. But sometimes God pauses because completion is happening somewhere that you cannot yet see. The cup is not abandoned, it's waiting. And Jesus teaches us this. Just because the story pauses doesn't mean the story is over. I mean, Friday looked unfinished. Friday looked doom and gloom. But Sunday said otherwise. So if God has paused something in your life, don't assume abandonment. Sometimes Calvary comes before celebration. Sometimes the cross comes before the cup of praise. But if God started it, best believe he will finish it. The table was never the end. The cross was. And the cup he set down in the upper room, he lifted again at Calvary. Because redemption had to be completed before celebration could begin. So the next time life feels unfinished, remember this. God does not abandon stories halfway through. He finishes them perfectly and right on time. Until I come your way again next time, guys, choose Jesus.